welcome back to the Drawing Blanks channel. This is the anime portion. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. We have Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter you can go and check out. This is the Darling and the Franxx series review. Okay, so we got started on this anime because we saw a clip on Facebook.
I saw it first.
Okay. Make sure you tell them that because it's very important that they know that you saw it first.
I said, Brandon, this kind of looks interesting. This is something that you'd like. So he looked at it and he was like, oh man, that looks pretty cool. Why don't we actually give it a try? So the day that we saw it, we actually went to the first episode. Saw the first episode.
We watched
3 episodes.
All of the ones they had. On the spot,
he was hooked right away. That it was great.
I was I think I liked the fact that Hero was this was
nothing.
kind of like
literally
this.
Nothing.
Yeah, he was like a loser, like the underdog, and there was this mysterious girl who had horns. She had absolutely no idea why. Who literally the first time you meet her kills somebody. You know, not murder per se,
almost
but
kills him. But then she's like. Then he's taken in like a stroller. The next one he ends up dying. But just the fact that
in the first episode, Hero and 02 ride together. You said.
Yeah, at the end of the episode. But before that,
homie died.
First time that I'm not sure if that's the first time. The first time that he saw her was at the lake. That was the actual first time.
Yeah. Well, I mean, later on in the episode, 02. Lives up to her reputation as
the hero,
the 3-time killer. Where if you ride with her 3 times, you die.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like that mysterious, why? What's wrong? Why is she different from everyone else? She can literally ride these Franxx all by herself in this stampede form, and it's really cool looking. And I was like, I want to watch some more. And that's how the story started really strong like that. Then the story gets even more interesting. It keeps going and going. Mitsuri gets jealous or angry. He wants to prove a point. Tries to ride with 02 and gets PTSD.
Oh yeah, he got screwed up.
Making you think even more. Whoa, what does Hero have that
makes him so special? Why is he
keep drawing you in with more curiosity, more questions? Outside of that, then you learn more. You keep getting more questions, like the child virus. Why is there an adult city with no one there? How come people are in these
domes,
these tubes, and just literally being fed happiness? It's just all these questions just.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Make you really want to know what else is going on. And then, I think the height of the entire series, I think when it reached its apex, it's this is...
It was episode
as
12.
good as it got. It was 12 to 14, in between there. That's when
that was the best, that's when
it
you
reached
saw the most
its height.
action, you see, passion, to its max. You see, everything you wanted to see. From the first half of this show.
You got
everything summed up in 12 episodes that were great. Those 12 episodes were fantastic. I'd say if they had stopped right there, that would have been great.
No.
But we wanted more, and that's where they
go
went
that
wrong.
far. I don't want to keep the spoiler free for everybody, but some twists happen. You learn things about certain people,
not to be trusted. Some you find out
obviously I'm trying to be very vague right now, Colin. All right, all this fighting, this action, it's monsters versus robots. Dope.
Pretty much trained to fight robots. Fight them.
Really cool. And then once you hit 12, 13, 14, those episodes, everything starts to get even more and more intense, and it's this is going well.
It's going cool. And then after episode 17 hit.
The story
That's
weakens.
When we were what's going on here?
There
was a bunch of twists. Episode 16 gave us a huge twist we never thought was gonna happen. So
alright. So the fights began to get weak. Literally.
After that, everything just went downhill.
It just gets uninteresting. The fights just become boring and just.
I'm not gonna try to spoil it.
They play out just in the most uninteresting ways, and you're wow, that's it? That's all you had for us?
The last 4 episodes were kind of
Yeah, you're supposed to get these big fights at the very end of the series, and the fighting was it was poor. It was the animation was
not as
mediocre for what you would expect, because it was so good.
it's an ending to a show, so that means like you're gonna put as much as you can into those last episodes because
You
those
would
are your
think,
last episodes.
You're reaching the climax of your story.
You're
You
trying
want
to show off how
Yeah.
well this is gonna go, and then you did this to us, and
you
we were
want to
like,
show off your fighting and then your action and all these things, and then it doesn't work out.
you put too much in one, and you tried to make it simple by doing one thing, and it just it wasn't like fun to watch after a while.
I have a few things I listed down that I want to mention. Stampede mode.
Yes.
Basically the mode that that 02 fights in when she doesn't have a partner. Kokoro almost pulls this off in an episode, and it was going to be like the coolest thing ever, and then it didn't happen. I thought later on in the series we were going to see it happen with somebody else, and I thought it would be really cool to see another character just lose their mind, and they never gave it to us.
Yeah, after that was just like every character besides for like 4 characters had like the biggest parts in this. Like Ichigo and like Goro were like, oh, they had like okay parts, but they didn't have like as good of parts as like Kokoro and Mitsuru.
Yeah, definitely some overshadowing happens. Like the plot gets overshadowed. The plot basically gets overshadowed after a little while with love, and it's like kind of hard to follow because it's like it starts off like a triangle and then ends at like a freaking fucking hexagon or dodecahedron. It got huge. It was like this, and then it was like, we're not talking about this.
Or this! We're talking about this!
Stop. Please.
It got out of control. So, now, even after that, we get some introduction of new characters. We get the Claxor Princess. Was like this really, really cool character, really cool concept. You were really waiting for it the whole time because the whole number system, you know, number 1's gonna be cool. You know, you had like number 2, which was 02, then like the 9s, and then like Hero and Ichigo, and you know the numbers all the way up. So you would expect the number 1 to be this badass character, and she is. But you didn't see a lot of her.
No, you saw she had amazing power, but like. Didn't even mean anything at like at the end. It was just like, wow, we saw her for a whole 3 episodes, and then you didn't shit on her.
You didn't get anything out of it. She came and left, and it was so just.
It was so not like thrilling to see. It was like, wow.
It was a disappointment. You thought like you get a lot out of this, and as opposed to her counterpart, her nemesis Verm was lackluster. Felt like it was poorly written. It was uninteresting. Like compared, it made no sense really. Kind of got boring. I thought what would be much better would be instead to have Verm just have a civil war, like between APE and like Plantation 13 and maybe some other plantations, like an actual civil war where Nana and Hachi have to pick a side because they're on the side of APE, but they don't want to go against their squad. And then you could have expanded upon our theory we had with Ichigo and being the daughter of Nana and Hachi, right? Because like 8 plus 7 is 15. Yeah, but that was never confirmed. So we had a theory where Ichigo, which means 1-5, was the daughter of Nana Hachi because
7 and 8.
7 and 8.
15.
So that was our theory. Never said anything about it. It was never confirmed. So you could have brought that further if you wanted to, and then made the fight go on between her and her parents, and that would be how you get Nana and Hachi on the side of the Plantation 13, overcome the tides of the war. You could have made the Claxor Princess have a much bigger part as like a general or something. That would have felt like a much better direction for the story to take than what it actually took. Dr. Franxx would have played a much bigger part because really you didn't see it.
I mean, do you care for like I say this one, the part with frickin' Hachi getting hit by the rocks and
yeah, that's not really it.
I'm not gonna make it. Yes, you are. Oh, you're right.
Yeah, it was not.
That's
the ending
the funniest part I've ever seen.
The ending was not well written at all. Like
it was like, wow, you you made it seem so big, but it's so small. It's like, Jesus. Yeah.
What I feel like happened, and somebody mentioned this in the comments of one of our video, and it kind of perfectly explains it. It feels like the writers got to like episode 12, 13, 14, you know, the tip where they were like, oh yeah, we know what we're doing with the story, and realized that they had to finish it in 24 episodes. So they had to like quickly wrap everything up in a different way. It feels like if they had 60 episodes and made it a little bit longer, they would have plenty of time to finish up strong.
Yeah, 60 episodes.
Make the enemy way more well written. Just plan out everything so that it makes sense. Because towards the end, it fell apart for me.
Yeah, and there's nothing to go off of at the end. This is it. This is what happened. You're not gonna see any more of anybody else at the end.
What do you mean? What are you referring to?
Like.
Oh, you mean there's no chance for
There's
like
nothing.
a Darling in the Franxx second season? That's what you mean?
No, yeah, exactly.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it was the boring.
That was it.
The ending was boring. It was kind of like they just wanted it to be as happy as they could, but
it didn't. And
it just didn't feel right. So, you know, really started strong and ended very weak for us. I would say that if I had to rate this anime out of 5, I guess we would have to do, right?
Yeah,
they do out of 5?
Yeah, 5 on Crunchyroll, so I would say that this would be a 3.5.
That's exactly what I was going to say, 3.5, yep.
I can't give it any more because from 1 to 12, episode 1 to, actually 17 for me. 1 through 17, I could have said 4 to 4.5 stars, but then you just shit all over me, and I was like, I'm thinking a little bit less on the, you guys kind of give it a really shitty ending, so maybe next time, if you guys are gonna make something like that, really work on that.
They could have made it better than it was. It fell.
I'm not trying to coop on that because the show in the beginning was so good.
It was very good.
It drew us in. I was like, wow, this is actually pretty cool. Like, it was everything I wanted. Passion in it. Like, it had action. It had everything.
The
Drama.
fighting, the animation.
Everything.
And then it just got overshadowed by.
They tried to summarize everything in 24 episodes. There was so much they could have done. Like 30 episodes at least. That's what I'm saying. At least 30 episodes would have been nice. But you guys gave us 24. Tried to summarize it up, and it was too fast. You wrapped it up way too quickly. Next time, before you crumble it up and throw it in the trash, kind of just like look at it a little bit, analyze, put a little bit of note.
I know, they went 24 episodes, which is double the size of certain,
Yeah, certain animes, like, most of the time they're 12, which is kind of upsetting, because
some
shows that I would I would watch more of if they had any more episodes, but those...
Yeah, so they doubled this one,
it's kind of like this.
And it felt,
It felt like those 12 episodes that we got were like...
Yeah, they didn't know what they were doing with them,
yeah,
right?
they were just like, alright,
like
so
they had the first 12 down, and then the last 12,
boom!
Yeah. So let us know what you guys think. It's a 3.5 out of 5 for us. It's really a disappointment, to be honest. Just feels like they could have went a better route with the story. Thank you for watching. We'll see you in the next episode.